Well, everyone's a little different. So you got to think about your audience. If your main audience is high school students, maybe you shouldn't send it till after 3 p.m. Or maybe so there's different ways of thinking about that.
What about a nightclub? Okay, so let's
Yeah.
say we're marketing a nightclub rather than a day business.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to think about what your audience is kind of doing. But industry best practices is Tuesdays and Wednesdays between 10 and 3 are typically the best for times to send an email. So, I mean, I check my email at work. A lot of people do. So that's typically the best time. You don't want to do it too late at night. But some people are really successful sending emails at 7 p.m. So what you kind of want to do at first is just test it out. Maybe every month, send it at a completely different time. But then before you start getting really regular. And what you can also do is you can create an email list, create an email message, split your list up into 3 different sections, and send the message to each of them at a completely different time. And then see which one of those had the best open rate. And then, so then you're not kind of testing the same people over and over. Those people didn't know what worked or not. So that's a good way of doing it. Just, you really got to test and try. But typically, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, between 10 and 3 work well. But yeah.
What do you think you use as a monitoring for response?
Go over that in a second. But yeah, typically you just got to do it over time. And like industry average is like a 10% open rate is really good. So if you think about just, if you do it consistently, different people open the different messages. So you're not going to get a 90% open rate ever, but 10% is good. And
is that over what period of time? When you say that?
that's like a one-time email even. But well,
so 90% are never even going to be open?
No, it's like how I was saying, like if I got one email a week, I might only open one of them. So you would have to assume that your audience is opening different emails, that they all saw it. So the first time you send an email out to a brand new list, your open rate's not going to be that good, right? But as they start seeing it, they start valuing it, they know that the content's going to be good. Your open rate's going to go up and up. And like we have our client that sends out their classes, they get an 80% open rate because people know that they have to get this email to get into class. So we'll go into that a little more, but it's definitely just based on your audience, and if you're not getting results from your email, you might want to aim for a larger open rate, and there's just going to have to be some testing and trial and error to get that to where you need to be.
So with that being said, if you send out
one person. So, but if you had 1,000 people, it's 100 people. So, yeah, obviously the bigger your list, the better. So it's a continuous effort to, like we went over, like always asking for it, making sure they update their emails, so that it can keep growing. Yeah. So the larger it is, I would say for like 1,000 people, 10% average.
So how do you increase your open rate? I mean, you said consistency, I assume good content.
Yeah, we're going to go over that right now. It's pretty complicated.
Okay.